James, how are we looking ahead of Saturday's game against Queen of the South following the late night journey home from Peterhead on Tuesday?
Yeah, we're fine in terms of squad. No, at this stage in the week anyway, no niggles from Saturday's game away or Tuesday. Long journey, but that's part and parcel of football. The important thing was we got the win, we got that, and no new injury concerns, so everybody's fit and available for Saturday other than Rhys Breen. But we did get good news on Breeny. No surgery required, and he can step up his rehab, so that's good.
In terms of Queen of the South, they seem to be the form team in the division at the minute, so what are you expecting from them?
They've got a lot to play for in terms of they're chasing a playoff spot. Marvin's done an excellent job. I'm delighted for him since he went in. He's someone that I've got to know pretty well, and I always thought he would get his chance to go in on his own and be a manager. He's done that. He's on a great run of form with his team. Hopefully that does end on Saturday, but they're a good side. We've seen that in particular when they came here and they went away with a point that day. And you look at their run of form recently, they're, as you said there, they are the form team in the league at the minute, and it's going to be a really tough game for us. We need to be at our best.
After all the big games that we've played this season, it's another big crowd expected here at KDM Group East End Park, but that seems to be what you and the management team and the players seem to thrive off, is that pressure on a Saturday afternoon come 3 o'clock.
Yeah, look, the crowd have been excellent, home and away. There's been some big attendances here. The Falkirk game jumps out. I think that was the biggest in a decade, so that was a great experience and a good performance from the team that night. And it's games like that you want to play in. You want to coach in them, and as a fan you want to be part of it. We are expecting a big crowd on Saturday, but that's because the supporters are getting on board with what the team are doing. They're following the team, and the players are also doing that. We given the first thing we said when we got this job was we couldn't guarantee results, anything like that. In football you can never do that, but what you can guarantee is you pick a team that's going to give everything for the football club, for the fans that come and watch, and the connection has been there. And like I said in the press last week, it's a two-way thing. We've got to give that to the fans in terms of that hard work, that desire, that commitment to play for the club, and by doing that they'll get off their seats and they'll keep coming back to support us. So it's big games we want that to continue, our big attendances. We've seen even away from home last week at Falkirk, and we weren't great in the game, but they stuck with us from the start all the way through the game, and that's been the theme of the season, and it's something that we're trying to build on, and the only way of doing that is we keep performing, we keep giving everything for the club. If we do that, then the fans will stick with us.
Whether it be yourself, Dave, or any of the players during these interviews, the one thing that's always stuck out is that the players, even in the warm-up, notice the noise of the support, how many numbers have turned up, whether it be home or away. And are you able to emphasise just how important it is that, as a player or, in your situation as a manager, you walk out, you see the large numbers, you hear the noise. How does that help gain those extra wee margins that we look to gain on a match day?
I think individually everybody will be different in terms of what you gain from it, but certainly the feeling within the group is that when we've got such a, and it's not always we class as such a big support, because we go to some grounds where we could take 5-10 times that number, like Edinburgh for example, and you see that the crowds that go to Falkirk or the crowd at Airdrie that day. But what it does do, it gives us there's an expectation on us where we don't want to let anyone down. When you've got such a good crowd and a crowd that back you the way you do, then it's something that we've got in our head. We can't go out and let them down, and like, you can lose a game, we understand that, and the crowd understand that as well, but you can't let them down in terms of everything I spoke about earlier, your work ethic, your desire to play for the club, and just that hard work. You can never leave anything out there, and I know it is a cliche, but I think these players have done it this season, and the crowd have backed them with that. So if it gives us that little edge, then great, but what we want to do is send them away happy. Ultimately, to do that you need to win the game, and we've won more than we've not this season, so the trust is there between the fans and the players. The togetherness is certainly there, and it's been, for me, it's been a real positive of this football club since we come in, and week to week we've been building that. The players have been doing their bit, the fans have been doing their bit, and everyone at the club's been doing their bit. So it's about them getting behind us, and it's also about us giving them something, and it's that kind of carrying that burden that you never want to let your great support down, that follow you home and away, and that's what they've been doing this season. And they let us know when they're not happy, and rightly so, because they're the first to get behind us as well when we need them. So it has been good, but there's still a lot of football to play. We've got 4 games to go. The first one being this Saturday in front of a big crowd. But again, on that, we're just delighted to be back home playing after being away for the last 2 games.
The good news continues this week following the 3 points at Peterhead and the positive diagnosis of Reece Breen's injury that Craig Wighton signed a new 2-year deal at the club. Just talk us through your thoughts and emotions when that deal was confirmed to yourself.
No, Craig's a person and a player I've knew since he was 16. Played with him, trained against him obviously, and I don't need to go in just how much I feel a good player Craig is, because I've spoken enough on that as a teammate and as a manager of him. I'm delighted to get the chance to work with him, for myself and Dave and the rest of the staff to try and put our wee marker on Craig of how we want him to play. But he's a very good player. He's now injury free in terms of the knee's good. He's at 16 goals for the season, which is a decent return given how long he missed at the start and the complications with the knee. So, no, delighted to get it done. Delighted he's going to be here for the next couple of years as well, because he's a pleasure to work with.